Okay, what's up YouTube? We are back with another tutorial. This is a crazy transformation tutorial. It turned out super dope though. It's gonna be super simple. We're only gonna use one guard and the rest is gonna be scissors or shears and a comb. So we're gonna get started. We're gonna comb through his hair first, right? See what we're working with, see if there's any parts or separations that we need to attend to before we start cutting his hair. We're gonna use our magic clips with a number 5 wall guard. The reason I chose the number 5 guard is because this is my equivalent to finger length. I have some pretty fat fingers, so I know that once I take this guard halfway up his head like this, that I can section off the hair and pull it down to that guard length, and it's going to be the same as my finger length, so I can tie it in a lot easier. So pretty much right here, we're going to use the spine of the comb to create an easier line to like set a line and remove bulk. We're going to go with the direction of the flow of the hair. Pretty much we're just going to clear out all the bulk and set our perimeter of what we're going to taper into with the hair. So this is going to be a full length tutorial, so it's about 20 minutes long, or a little less than 20 minutes long. But I'm also going to show you guys how to blow dry and style too. So right here we're going to use some duck clips and we're going to pin his hair up right above where we left off with the number 5 guard. Kind of clean it up over on his ear a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to wet the hair and then we're going to start working on some of our partings. So we're going to saturate the hair pretty well and then we're going to start parting. I had to reset the camera right there, so we saturated the hair and now we're going to start our partings. And I had already made a couple parts in here and pulled it down to match that length. So right, that's where we're picking up right now. So we're just combing the hair down to match the length that we've already parted out and setting that, cutting that with the shear over comb. Pull it out, boom, 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 cut that. So pretty much you're just gonna do that and then pull the next section down, over direct that front piece, cut that. And the reason we over direct that is because when we go to comb it backwards, we want that piece to still be the longest section of the hair. So you pull down your next section and then you're gonna match your guideline below that line. I'll show you guys how we do that. So from here we're gonna pull vertical sections coming off the head and we're gonna cut at a 45-degree angle, because now we're starting to transition into the long hair on the apex of the head. So you're still pulling out to that guideline that you set below, but you're basing your 45-degree angle. You're starting the angle at the piece at the bottom and you're cutting at a 45 point up. That's going to create our transition. As you can see, it just falls into place. That's how you create that transition of long to short hair without having anything sticking up or flailing out. Horizontal sections. We're going to trim the hair using what's called a traveling guideline. So as we pull the hair back, we pull up some of the hair before it, and you can see our guideline as we cut. And towards the back, we're going to pull it straight off the back of the head and keep with that same guideline. And you can see on the side of his head how it blends in and there's nothing sticking out. That's the goal. Because when we blow dry this, we're going to blow dry it up and create a lifted volume effect on his hair, and that's going to give it a really awesome effect. Pull it straight off the side of the head, follow that guideline. Now we're going to touch this up with a little bit of a clip over comb. Once we get some of that heavy bulk removed, we're going to outline him first. Just kind of arch up and over the ear. We're going to do a skin taper on him, so you don't have to worry about setting the sideburn length or anything like that. You can just outline the ear, set your nape lines, your neck guidelines, or not your lines, but your hard lines on your neck, your outlines, and then we're gonna taper out the sides. So Okay, so now we're going to start on the other side of the head, and we are going to... Right here, we're going to start on the other side of the head, and we're going to take the number 5 guard. Same like we did on the other side. We're going to take it up right above his ear. Then we're going to saturate the hair. And we're going to start with our partings on this side. We're literally going to do the exact same thing we did on the last side, on this side. So I'm going to talk a little less on this side and kind of let you guys follow along with it, but same concept. You're going to see pull the parts down. My fat arm is in the way, so you can't see me cutting it, but it's literally just shear over comb. Pull your next section down, match that same length. Like I said, what you're doing is you're pulling that down, and that's allowing you to create that transition from long to short hair. So again, we're just going to pull the sections down to meet that length, and then use that as our guideline. Not a guideline, a guide, I should say, because it's longer hair. Right here, we're just going to do some detail work on the disconnect. Start with our 45. Boom. So again, with our 45-degree angle cuts, we're using the shortest point being where that number 5 guard is, and then the top is our 45. And again, we're cutting this style to be combed straight back, not down, so if you comb it down, it will look like there's weight lines, but there's not. It's literally just from the way it's combed. So here we're going to do some more shear over comb. Pretty much all we're doing here is tying in the number 5 guard with the length of the hair that we left up top. This is a very easy cut to do when you know how to do it. Okay, so right here we're going to start with our number 1 guard. We're going to remove some of the bulk from the taper. And you're going to emphasize the flick right at the top of where the ear connects to the head. And then we're going to do the same for the neck area, and we're going to create a shape. You can see there's an angled shape there. We're going to create that shape that's going to give us the illusion of a drop fade in the back. So now we're going to go with our clipper closed, no guard, and we're going to bald out that bottom part. Clipper open, go up an inch above the line that we set with the clipper closed, and then you're just going to fade that out using our technique of half and quarter way open. So you start open, close it halfway, close it a quarter way. Same with the front. You're going to do the same exact thing there. And then to tie all this stuff in with this, from the number 1 to the number 5, we are literally going to do clipper over comb. Just kidding, we're going to use our 1.5 blade to make our lives easier. From our 1.5 blade, we're going to do clipper over comb. So use our 1.5 closed, go up another inch. Again, we're heavy on the flick out or flare out on the top of that movement. Now we're going to jump to our clipper over comb. We're going to tie in that 1.5 up to our number 5. So to do the clipper over comb, what we're going to do is we're going to put the teeth of the comb into the hair, resting the spine of the comb on our base length that we want to cut, and any length that's coming through that comb to the spine, which is our length that we want to cut, you cut. As you guys can see, it already looks amazing, and then when we blow dry it and put some product in it, it comes out even more fire. So this gives him a little bit of versatility. If he wants to rock this as a wet look, he can literally just put some pomade in it and then slick it back, and it'll look fire like this. Or if he wants the dry textured look, he can put some clay in it and blow dry it up and go with that look too, which is the look that we're gonna do. So we're gonna put some product in his hair later towards the end of the video and style it with that. And I'll teach you guys how to do that in this video as well too. So right here we're doing the exact same thing we did on the other side with the tapers. So we're starting with the number 1 guard, then we're going to go to 1.5. Then from our 1.5, we're going to jump to clipper of a comb again. So again, clipper of a comb, we're going to put the teeth of the comb through the hair, and the hair that is on the base spine of the comb is what we're going to be cutting. So you can see this weight line here. We're going to use our clipper of a comb to reduce that weight line. And if there's a bunch of background noise, I apologize. I'm actually in the middle of the shop right now, recording while I'm at work. So by any means, I'm getting this tutorial out to you guys. Even if there's a little bit of music in the background or whatever, this is what we're focusing on, getting this content out. So it's been a busy day in the shop, but I still want to get this out to you guys because it's an amazing tutorial. So right here, we're gonna point cut just to soften the lines in the back, coming down the back of the head. I think it adds a nice textured look to it. Okay, so we're gonna outline him, and for the outliner we're using our Slimline Pro LIs, and we are gonna accentuate his C cup a little bit just to give it a little bit more of a textured look. I mean, not texture, but a little bit of style look, because he doesn't have a predominant C cup, so we kind of have to force it a little bit. But it's not, I wouldn't consider it a pushback because we really didn't push it back. We just kind of helped it. And so on this taper, we did it a little bit backwards. So I did the 1.5 first, and then I did the clipper close, clipper open. Use our blow dryer to clear him off a little bit. Okay, so right here, we're just gonna clean up the taper on the back some more. So this is just detail work. We take the half guard and we're going to touch it up a little bit. There was a little bit of a weight line still there, so I wanted to get that all the way out before we let him up out of the chair. And we're going to cross check our blend with the number 1 guard. So even if you do a ball taper still, you still want to set those lines on the side because it still makes it pop. It makes that taper stand out a whole bunch. So always a good thing to still touch those lines up. Okay, so right here we're going to do a little bit of slithering or slide cutting. We're going to do both here. So pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to hold our scissors halfway open, kind of just slide the back of the blade through the hair. This is just another way of texturizing without removing too much weight from the hair. So I prefer this way, but some people prefer thinning shears. I prefer this way, so. And you guys can see me slightly moving my thumb a little bit as I move through the hair. That's just kind of clearing up some heavier weighted areas than I would towards the front. Okay, right here we're going to use some 245 indestructible clay to style the hair with. Not style the hair, but put it in as a pre-style. So we're gonna rub it through our hands thoroughly, and then you're gonna apply it liberally through his hair from root to scalp. I meant from end to scalp. I'm tired. Sorry guys, end to scalp. Okay, now we're gonna take our hairbrush and our blow dryer, and we are gonna style his hair. So the first thing we're gonna do, is we're gonna get a base dry in. So we're just gonna remove most of the moisture from the hair, and then we're gonna really start emphasizing on pulling the hair up, stretching the hair, sectioning the hair, that kind of stuff. So I do one side at a time, so you are going to see me remove most of this, start pulling some weight up, and then start sectioning it out. So we're going to pull the front section of his hair down just so we can get an even blow dry in the back. So about halfway up his head, we're going to separate the hair and then blow dry back. Just give us an even blow dry, and we can add a lot of volume in the end of the hair and in the middle of the hair too. And then from the sides, we're gonna blow up in an upward direction while we comb up that way. That's gonna give it a lift and a flow that looks really clean off the tapers. You guys can already see this cut is fire. Okay, now we're gonna do the other side. Same basic principle, but the other half of the hair is already dry. So we're gonna get a nice base dry out, section the hair out, and then we're gonna get that fully styled. Let me know what you guys think of this haircut in the comments below, man. I think this thing came out dope, especially from what he came in looking like. This thing was insane. So right here, I forgot to pan the camera over, but I'm pretty much just blow drying the back of his hair. It didn't take much, just a little bit of touch-up work. So right now we're gonna add some volumizing powder. This is basically gonna absorb any moisture that's left in the hair, and it's also going to give the roots a little bit of more of a lift. So it's going to allow us to add some cool texture to the top of his hair once we comb it back with our fingers. So you literally just sprinkle it in, and essentially it's powdered hairspray. So that's the best way I can describe it. But it allows you to like kind of finger style and really give that like separation look in the texture. And again, that's volumizing powder. I will link some of the stuff that I use in the description below. We're gonna do that, and then I think I touch them up with a little bit of hairspray. And you can use your comb to really style and get like a exact separation that you are looking for in your cut. Once you achieve that look, like I use my finger to kind of give them some big parting separations in there. Touch them up with some finishing hairspray so it's like an instant freeze, and then balled everything out, and that's pretty much the cut. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me give you guys a final little spin here. This was the cut. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you guys watching. Again, if there's some background noise, I apologize, but make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks.